Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Jason Bowman, APA, live from Alexandra Palace in London for day two of this year's Mosconi Cup. I'm joined by Mike Pinozza, publisher of Billiards Digest, here to preview day two, talk a little bit about the matchups, which just came out from Matchroom Sport. Mike, before we talk about today, I want to go back to last night a little bit. Team USA is down very quickly, 2-0. I think for a lot of the U.S. fans, we're thinking, here we go again, kind of a replay of the last several years where Team USA has struggled on day one. But things turned when a young man named Steyr comes in that third match. How significant was his performance in your opinion?
It was huge. I mean, obviously to go down 3-0 on the first day, then it starts to put doubts in the minds of all the players. And he showed as the youngest player on the team and the rookie on the team that he wasn't going to get affected by that, and that he was going to do his part. And he played a great match against Niels Fan, who's hasn't lost a singles match in the Mosconi Cup in years. So that was huge. I think it picked his team up. I expected the team to come back regardless, because I think they just have a different mindset. I think that the job that Johan and Jeremy have done this year preparing the team, they're better equipped to handle a few losses than they were in the past.
So I think Tyler came in for a lot of folks kind of a relatively unknown. A lot of folks questioning who is this young man? Why is he on the Mosconi Cup team? Did his performance surprise you?
No, it really didn't, because what people don't know about Tyler is that he really bought into what Johan preaches as a coach, not just for Team USA, but to improve his career. And so I trusted the coach's decision at that point, because coach goes through preseason with any sport, and they see people that in performances that other people don't see. And they say, I'm going to use this kid because I know he's ready. I know he's game for what's ahead of him. And he showed confidence in Tyler, and Tyler responded with a great effort.
Yeah, and so Tyler's performance was not the only big performance last night. Of course, the fourth and fifth matches, Shane Van Boening paired up with Cory duel, and then Shane in singles play. How significant was Shane's performance last night? I mean, we've seen him struggle a little bit over the last several years here at the Mosconi Cup. In your opinion, how big was his performance last night?
It's big because, as he plays well, the confidence of the whole team improves, obviously, because he's their main horse. And they know that if he's playing well, it takes a little bit of pressure off them, and they can perform at their level a little bit better. And Shane has had some rough spots in previous years, although last year he beat Jason head-to-head on the first day and had him beat the next day and gave one up that he wouldn't miss in the next 90 tries. So he's played pretty strong. He looked strong yesterday, a little weak at a couple of shots, seemed not to be able to get the speed of the table down. He came up short on one safety and long on the next one. So, but he's such a great player that he's if he's on, look out.
Yeah, so let's change gears a little bit, talk about day two. Obviously, Team USA ends day one with a lot of momentum, right? How do they maintain that momentum now moving into the second day of competition? Because Team Europe, let's be honest, they're not going away, right? I expect we're going to see a big counterpunch from them today. And in your opinion, what does Team USA have to do to stay on the right track?
They have to forget day one and just come out of the gates day two as if this is the start of the tournament again. At 3-2 after one day, listen, in the betting rooms, Europe is still the favorite, and Team USA's got to know that. But they've got to like where they're at. They know that they put some pressure on Team Europe, and it's been a long time since Team Europe has had to respond to any pressure in the Mosconi Cup. So if they can keep the heat on them and not be satisfied with yesterday, and just try to win the day. That's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to win the day. If you can win each session, you're going to win the cup. So that's what they have to focus on today. I think that Johan and Jeremy will have them ready. I think that they're a perfect pair to lead this team. The talent's certainly there. So it's just keeping them focused and keeping them in line.
Yeah, so Matchroom has just released the lineups for day two just a few moments ago. Of course, the fan vote, which was a new addition for Matchroom this year, fans voting on the first match. And as we've seen now, it's going to be a rematch of last night's nightcap, Shane Van Boening, Jason Shaw. I want to get your opinion on that particular matchup.
Yeah, no surprise that was the fans' pick. I mean, you're thinking if you're an American fan, you probably should have wanted Shane against their worst player, and if you're a European fan, vice versa. But these are pool fans. They want the best against the best. So that wasn't a surprise. It certainly gives Jason a chance to redeem himself. I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to get out there. But that's not going to affect Shane. I think Shane will come out and play the way he plays. It should be a great match. a roll here, a roll there could turn the whole thing. But it'll be a great way to start off the second session.
Absolutely. So match number 2 looks like we have Niels Fine and Alexander Kazakis. Johan is going to put up Schuyler Woodward, Shane Van Boning. So kind of mixing up the doubles there. What do you think of that pairing?
I think that's their strongest pairing. A little surprised that he came out with it right out of the gate on the day 2, because the worst he can be is 3-3 when that match starts. I thought he might save that pairing for a little bit later, but I like it if they can get that first, steal the first 2 matches today with Shane playing both matches. Now the heat really be on Europe.
Yeah, in that first match last night, the team match, Schuyler had an opportunity, I think, to put Team USA up. Struggled a little bit late in the rack, and I think that might have carried over into the second match, his doubles match, with some tough breaks, scratches on the break. What do you want to see from Schuyler today in particular?
I want to see him put that behind him. The first rack that he played yesterday in the team event, he made a great run out. And then the second rack, he was going through the same way and just got a little bit funny on the 7 and missed the cut. And after that, it did seem to affect him a little bit. I saw a little bit of head shaking, when he scratched a couple times in the team match. He's got to put that behind him, but that's why you have coaches. The coaches aren't really there to teach him how to make a ball. They're there to teach him how to keep his head on straight, make the right decisions, keep things simple, and don't let a single shot affect him.
Match number 3, we're going to see Albin Ocean and Cory duel. Cory looked pretty strong last night, particularly in that doubles match with Shane. He almost anchored that in some ways. I think Shane might have been a little off earlier in the match, and Cory was very consistent, very calm. What are you looking for in that third match?
I assumed that they were going to come with Ocean in their first big singles match after the fans pick, because he hadn't played singles yet, and they couldn't risk falling any further behind. And I thought Cory would probably be who Johan would put up against him, either Cory or Sky. So I think that should be a very good match. Albin, I don't know if he's ever lost a singles match in the 3 or 4 years that he's played in the Mosconi Cup. So it'll be a good test for Team USA. Another one, if they can steal that, could be a big win.
Right. Match number 4, we've got Jason Shaw and Clinton Catchy, Billy Thorpe, Tyler Steyr. What do you think on that match?
Heavily favored to Team Europe in that match. You're going to have those what look on paper to be mismatches, but it looked that way yesterday with Tyler against Niels in singles. So it's race to 5. Momentum shifts really fast in these. You can run away from someone really fast in these if they scratch on a break, get a little funny. So you just want them to hunker down and believe in themselves that they can win that match, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think in that fourth match, Billy's a little bit of a known commodity in terms of doubles play. He's been fairly successful pairing up with others. Tyler Steyr, obviously, we've only seen him in singles competition. He handled the pressure of the crowd very well, but how do you anticipate he performs in doubles play?
I'm looking forward to those 2 young guys playing together. I think that they'll have some fun with it. I think that they won't feel pressure on themselves. So it could turn out to be that we see some real chemistry there. And Johan has practiced with these guys as pairings, leading up to this. So he probably has a good sense of what to expect out of them.
Yeah. And so in the nightcap, the 5th match of the night, we'll see Clinton Catchy and Billy Thorpe in singles play. What do you expect to see there?
Well, Clinton, looked like yesterday maybe he was a little bit shell-shocked, not shell-shocked, but a little bit taken by how things went. He didn't play well in the doubles match, missed the ball. Billy will have just played doubles. I love the idea of playing a doubles match and then coming back and playing singles. Get a little bit loose. So I think that'll be an interesting match to watch.
Yeah, so lineups aside, the crowd here at Alexander Palace obviously a significant factor. The noise, the raucous crowd, the Team Europe chanting. Last night, as momentum kind of shifted, the crowd level came down a little bit. And I'm curious how you think the crowd comes back today and whether they will be as we've normally seen from them.
Oh, they'll come back in full throat right out of the gate. There's no doubt about that, especially with Jason playing, who likes to fire up the crowd, likes to feed off the crowd. They did get a little quiet last night, but we have 4 days of this ahead of us, or 3 more days ahead of us. So they'll still have an impact on how things go.
So, Mike, we appreciate you joining us, folks. We are about 60 minutes now away from the start of Day 2 here at the Mosconi Cup. You can watch coverage of the Mosconi Cup here on the APA Facebook page. Would encourage you to go ahead and like our page so you get those notifications when the action gets underway. Would also encourage those of you that are not members of the APA, you can join the world's largest pool league. You can do that today by going to join.poolplayers.com. So, from Alexander Palace, I'm Jason Bowman, and we will see you here shortly.